Hello guys, it's Rhino and welcome to one more Rhino preview. Today we're having a look at Coalitions by Phalanx that just launched on Kickstarter. Coalitions is a game of negotiations and conflict set during the Napoleonic Wars. It supports different player counts from 1 to 6 players and you basically decide the destiny of Europe. It's a war game full of negotiation, interaction, and diplomacy in which you try to be the most influential power and make history through your battles, your movement, and your strategic decisions. It's also a very asymmetric game. We've got France and Napoleon, the British, the Ottomans, the Prussians, the Russians, and the Austrians. The main vendetta is between France and Britain, and the other powers can create coalitions with them, and they can also change sides during the game. France is the big power as it has the largest army, and that might be attractive to some nations to join their side. Britain, on the other hand, can make profit from trade, and they can encourage the other nations to join their coalitions by giving them some of that money, and they can also allow them to use their ports to move through the sea. For 2 players, the game is cooperative and follows the solo rules with an extra deck for Napoleon's actions. In this video, we're going to see more the competitive game, so between 3 to 6 players. You can play the game with different scenarios and setups. For this video, we have the setup of 1805 and the initial coalition status of that year, and it looks like this. Starting the game, Austria and Russia are supporting Britain. Prussia is neutral, and the Ottomans are waging a war of expansion, as the purple cannon signifies, so they're basically against everyone. So we've got the map of Europe, slightly altered, and the colors on the cities are to show the original territories of each nation. There's some stripes in some areas. These are the disputed territories that can give you influence for controlling them, and influence is what you want in order to win this game. There's also a tracker for the morale of each nation that, as we're going to see, is important for the battles. Each nation has generals and a different number of them available to each nation, and also these tokens, the units, that they can place under the generals. On the back side of the units, we've got the garrisons that are important for showing who is controlling what. One very important thing in the game is the turn tracker, or else called the Wheel of War. This wheel ensures that there's no downtime for the players, as all nations play simultaneously in all turns doing different stuff. When the disc has rotated a full circle, then players have a chance to decide if they want to break their current coalition and join another one. That's an important part of the game with lots of diplomatic discussions. But let's see how one turn of the game goes. Starting with a wheel like this, the British can do a battle card exchange. They get a new battle card and discard one from their hand. The Ottomans, at the same time, do taxation. They receive income from all their controlled territories. Now the Russians enter the leadership part. They can place any or all of their off-map generals on the board, or they can draw 1 card, or they can gain 1 morale. Next is the mobilization. The Prussians can recruit new units, buy battle cards, or increase their nation's morale. The Austrians over here, they can gain influence equal to the territories they control. And the French are about to do the movement bit. That is a very juicy part that might also lead to battles. So to perform movement in the game, you have to ask one of your enemies or someone who's not in your coalition to allow you to move, and for that they're going to gain morale. Morale, on the other hand, is going to be very useful because you can use it in battles. The more morale you've got, the more combat cards you can use in a battle or hold more battles, as for every battle card you commit, you spend 1 morale to do so. We have 3 possible rounds of movement, and each one of them might result in a battle. After doing the first initial round of movement, the player doing the movement might request 1 more round of movement if the allower permits it, and then 1 more after that. If a general moves into a territory with a garrison or a general from another coalition, then we have a battle. In the battle, you first total up your on-map strength. 1 for each general, 1 for each unit, and 1 for each garrison. So in this case, the French would start with 5 strength and the British with 4. Then each side can request cross-border support, starting from the offender, and if they accept, we'll have more players involved in the battle. Then the players participating in the battle can increase their side's total strength by committing battle cards, and they cannot commit more battle cards than units taking part. We then have the simultaneous reveal of the battle cards, resulting in the final strength of the two sides. After the winner is declared, all the players who committed battle cards deduct 1 morale for each of them, and they also discard the battle cards. Generals from the winning side lose 1 unit token and go up on the influence track. The losing side's generals lose all their unit tokens, the losing garrisons are removed as well, and the generals go back to their territory capital. The game goes on like this, following the Wheel of War, until one nation reaches 40 on the influence track, or if Paris is occupied by some other nation other than the French. And then there's some endgame adjustments to see who is the winner. So this was Coalitions in a nutshell, a very well thought out war and negotiation system based on the power play in Europe during the Napoleonic Wars, with no luck involved and no downtime. If this is up your alley, I'll have the link to the Kickstarter campaign page in the description below so you can check it out for more details. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.